here at Rosebud, from the previous composting toilets to the bee house to the bee hives to the pole mounts and the pavilion and the solar shed. You name it, he's built it. And now we're here again because TR is creating a new composting toilet for the Rosebud Continuum, and it's fascinating how the considerations that you're coming up with completely conform with our ecological mission. So I wanted to talk a bit about that and show you what we're noticing here. So you've got these what they call concrete tubes, right? And they're actually cardboard tubes that you pour concrete in for making pylons.
Right.
Is that right? And in the previous composting toilet, there was a slab. So when I came out today, I noticed these, and I remember these from being at the Muskogee Eco Village with the Muskogee people, working with Marcus Briggs Cloud and family when they were making a new ceremonial house, and they were pouring these concrete pylons with these tubes. And so I immediately recognized them from that experience and said to TR, why are you pouring pylons here? And you had a really good answer. And what was it?
Because it's cheaper and easier.
And that's the funny thing. People assume that being ecologically conscious is somehow more expensive and harder. But actually, when you're a practical builder, you're saying, wait a minute, why do I need all that labor? Why do I need all that cement? Why do we need that aggregate? Why do I need all that sand? I got to haul it all in. I got to truck it in. I got to scoop it out. And you're working alone on this project, right? So you don't have a team of people. You have no slave labor working for you.
2 hands.
He's got 2 hands. A wonderful mind in between his 2 eyes that see and his 2 ears that hear. And then and when we hear from you, we understand how this is going to also make it easier to build, but it's going to be more enduring from an ecological perspective. Do you want to comment a bit on that?
We'll get more ground flow. It won't disturb the earth at all. It'll keep everything the way it was intended to be.
That's right. So you're going to have an exchange of atmospheric gases with land. You're going to have oxygen permeating into the soil. You're going to have rainwater going in. The roots are going to be able to continue their journey. The rhizomes from the different trees that are around here will stay connected and will talk to one another. They won't get snuffed out or suffocated.
Other than capping it all and hiding it for the duration of its life, it'll still be as natural as it was when we started.
So why do we pour slab? What is that? What's the intention behind that has become received wisdom?
Just strength to hold it down during a storm.
Mm-hmm.
You need weight, which these are in the ground, so the ground tension itself around these pilasters will hold everything in.
Right, because it's a cylinder, so it can't move.
Right, in case of a windstorm, it won't pull out.
So this seems like this is a much better way to build than pouring slab. I try to ask myself, like I was mentioning to you, that when we were in Guatemala and we were building a research lodge in the Petén rainforest area in Macanche, and we were blessed with the wonderful gift by Martha Liu of Taiwan, who gave us a $10,000 grant to build our research lodge. The received wisdom in Guatemala was pour slab and then build the house. And I said, in the rainforest, that would really bother me because it would seal off that piece of land and cut it off from the other organisms that would be otherwise going. I wanted something that breathed, and I wanted the animals to be able to go, to not see the house.
Be careful, don't fall on that.
Right, I wanted the animals to be able to walk underneath as if, okay, so you built something, but you humans aren't interfering because I can still crawl through. And that's what's going to happen here, I guess.
Exactly.
So that we have a possum, we have we got anteaters, raccoons, squirrels, of course, lots of birds, many squirrels, and so they in a sense they will benefit from this composting toilet because it'll provide shelter for them, and these critters will be able to come underneath in a storm.
Exactly. Yep.
Whereas they wouldn't, or if they did, if it was poured on a slab, then critters would come in and you go, hey, get out of my house.
Yeah, they might not even come in because it's not natural. It's concrete.
Right. So here, and this was going to have a raised floor anyway, right? So the composting toilet is going to be up about yay high, and then there's going to be 96-gallon drums on wheels underneath. And then we talked about the decision whether to put paving stones down for wheeling in the bins for the compost or not. And what was, oh, my arm is getting tired. I'm going to switch arms here. What's our feeling about that?
the ground will hold up just fine. We decided for the pavers. It's more work that's unnecessary.
Right.
I
So,
think.
and we know that because we have the solar resiliency cart that we drive all the time on the property. You drive your truck on the property. Captain Dale doing the bees drives his truck on it. This rarely, if ever, floods. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen it flood here.
No, not here.
Doesn't saturate, doesn't
This
get
is the
muddy.
highest part of the ground of the whole property.
Right.
This
So,
area.
yeah. So thinking that, and I love how, and this is a key point for our students. If you yourself have to do the labor, you're going to think creatively, and in your attempt to save labor and save money, you'll end up most likely doing things that are better for our ecology,
Exactly.
not worse. It seems like when we make bad decisions, it's when we think, well, I've got unlimited funds, or I've got people who will do it for free or for cheap, and
Right.
I don't have to get involved. It's not going to be my hands getting dirty. So, hey,
Go ahead.
according to the architect's plans, it's
Pour a slab.
pour a slab. As Elizabeth Moore, who donated the funds generously for our solar cart, said on her property in Sarasota, I am not going to be one of those people who comes in and scrapes the land clean and paves it over and then tries to build something that's out of their imagination. So we've got to work with what we have, and she's very concerned about the trees. And of course, this oak here and this oak here, they're talking down here.
Yeah. And oddly enough, I hit no roots.
Really?
I hit not one root coming through here.
Isn't
Anything that I
that
hit was
beautiful?
the size of my finger.
Wow.
So no
So that's a
damage to the
blessing in
trees at
itself.
all.
Right, because either you cut them or you suffocate them.
Right.
But here,
You
no
cut a
damage.
root and then a limb dies,
Yeah,
basically.
because the tree really is its roots, and then this is a
Exactly.
stalk that has solar panels on it, if you like,
Yeah.
on there that go out.
Billions.
Well, this is beautiful. So then when we tell the story of this new composting toilet, and we compare it with the other one, it's always good for comparison. We can ask students, why do you think there's a slab on that one and there's no slab here?
Right. Well, when I got to that one, the slab was already there.
Right.
So I would have done it just like this. This was the bee house. This is how I did the bee house, which was right after the compost toilet, and I probably would have done that the same way
Yeah,
to begin with.
for sure. And how much is it going to actually save? You were talking about numbers of bags of cement.
It's going to save. It's going to be half the price in concrete and labor doing it this way, because I would have to scrape all this ground.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the difference in the height of the tubes. There's a 3-inch difference from front to back. I would have to take out 3 inches of dirt.
Oh, right.
I'd have to take out a bunch of dirt. It'd take me 3 days probably to get this all ready and pour concrete.
So just the leveling alone is a huge time suck.
Oh yeah, a lot of labor involved.
And here, as you say, because you're using this this leveling line, all you have to do is make your tube come up to the right height, which is a trivial act, because you should pour a little dirt back in and pull it up. You're always using 2 footers, right? 2 foot.
Yes, 2 foot in the ground.
Why wouldn't you cut off a top of the tube rather than try to level the tube?
It's good for. It's just good to make. This way my concrete will all be perfectly. Everything will be perfectly the same height
Okay.
when I get done. And the tubes can stay in the ground.
Ah, all right. So
don't
you've
have
got,
to-
you've always got 2 feet of cement anchoring this thing, regardless, and you're going to level it like that without having to level the ground. And look at that butterfly coming as if to bless us, saying, "Oh, I'm into this." You'll be able to continue coming back here, butterfly. There won't be, well, there might be a bin underneath there, but
Yeah, they can still fly. through.
that's right. They can fly through the bins, right? Because you're not sealing this. It's going to have lattice work like the others.
It'll
So,
have lattice, probably just on the back. Out front where you're standing, where the porch will be, probably won't have any lattice.
wow.
Just to change it up a little from the other one. And we don't need to because we don't have a slab out there.
And tell me again, how many bags are you saving? Cement?
I'm saving 40 bags.
40 bags. That's like a pallet or more.
Exactly. Yep.
So saving a pallet's worth, and that costs
And
about,
all the mixing,
right,
all that time.
gone.
Yeah, that's all gone. It's just each one of these will take 4 bags.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we have 24 bags opposed to 70.
Yeah. Wait, you said 40 before,
Well,
40 bags.
It would take. I'm saving 40 bags.
Saving 40 bags. Okay, right. I see what you're saying. Right. You're
Yeah.
saving 40 because it would be 70 otherwise, and it's 20 like this or so.
Yeah.
Roughly. Yeah.
So it's saving a lot, more than half in material, and the time it would take me to level all this out, finish the concrete, mix all the concrete. That's twice as much or more in labor.
Right.
So we don't want to waste a lot of time.
No, and it gives you time to interact with our students and tell us all this too. So we appreciate that. Well, thank you very much. You heard it from the master right here, and little Nye is learning the trade.
Yep.
So hopefully he'll be able to carry on in this tradition.
One
And
of
when
these
you
days he'll be my helper.
there you go. You see that, Nye? Okay.
Yep.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
And action. I mean.